Greetings, y'all. It is Matt from the Green Arcade. Good morning. Very dark. Dark outside. I think there's not only cloud cover, but I think it's the, again, more and more of that time of year where it's darker outside. Good morning, Fuzzy. The game is still loading. I could go to that screen, but it's just going to show the loading screen. Good morning, Twitchy. Got some weather coming later. Later, looks like probably overnight. Possibly severe, hopefully not. Is it loaded? Yes, it is loaded. Okay. Here we go. Actually, you know what? I need to sleep. Anything on sale? I always got to check the sales before I go to sleep. And we'll sleep. I think we got to get into November. Get our beans harvested. Oh boy, John might get some flooding up where he's at. Looks like old St. Louis is a level 2 out of 5 for flooding. Stretches across the state there. But yeah, looks like he's going to get quite a bit of rain. Severe storms blitz south. I love how they use the word blitz because, you know, we're in football season now. It's going to be a blitz. All right, we are just in October 2nd, so what we want to do is get our beans and our sugarcane ready to go, but I want to get the beans done. Get those done and completely out of the way, and then we'll focus over there on the sugarcane. So we need to go another day or so. I have started working on the next map, even though the map is not out yet. I'm working on equipment for the Highlands map, and I'm working on equipment for the Stevie Riverbend 4X map. So I've started working on getting equipment for all that and getting it ready. Gonna be using a little bit of in-game stuff, but a lot of the stuff will be from the mod hub. What I'm gonna do is really dwindle down the Google Drive part of the mods. So, you know, like the Oxbow merger, the Brooks, all that's in there. I think trying to remember, there was something else in there too. Good morning, Positive Pizza Power. Hey, you're here early. Doing good, doing good. So it's November now, so we should be good to go on the soybeans. Get my thing here. Get that pulled up. There we go. Alright, the beans should be ready now. Yep, looks like they're ready. And then the sugar cane's ready too. So let's get the beans first. Alright, whichever one you want to drive there, Fuzzy. The combine or the... well, I'd say get the case combine because we don't have a grain header for the New Holland yet. Need to put in a thumbnail here. Ka-chik. That's my... not mental picture, but that's the picture that I know how, you know, where to start at. About 5 or 6 minutes in. That'll be a good starting thumbnail. Let's see, I'm gonna move a truck over there. Gotta go faster. Whee. I love how the truck horn sounds like the train horn. Doesn't really sound like a truck horn. I'm gonna park this over here in this flat part. Another one, I can bring another one. Here, I'll grab this. Need to fuel it up. Oops, nope, I mean to grab it back again. Let me go throw some fuel in this. Sure we're all good and repaired here too. That's fully repaired, so we're good to go there. Alright, while this guy's filling up, it takes a minute to fill that up. I'm gonna grab this combine and do a little housekeeping. Okay, got that done. Grab the combine. We've got the beans to cut, we've got the sugar cane to cut, and then we need to probably pick up the cotton bales out of that field over there. And then if we get to it, we will probably start working on some of the fields. Probably hire out some of the stuff too. Like the fertilizer, the cultivator, or not cultivator, fertilizer, the plow. Alright. I'll start at this corner down here. Morning, Crazy. How's it going? Alright, let's see. Don't know that we want to go that direction. Let's go north and south. I think the passes are longer that way if we do three round rows, end rows. Or wait, I'm on the wrong thing anyway, so let me go back. 3. Change that to north south. And then we will turn the lines off. Actually, you know what? Let's keep them on the outside. Alright, now that we're rolling. Am I still live? I am still live. Why is this thing over here spinning? Yep, for some reason that thing is spinning. Let me close that. I'll just reopen it. know why that was spinning. I just had the little, you know, the little kind of spinning wheel you get in the center of the screen. The screen on my separate screen over here on the chat side of things had the little spinning wheel in it. I don't know why. A lot of times when you start seeing little spinning wheels or little blinking red lights or, you know, yellow lights or something like that, it usually means you're no longer live. And then eventually I'm going to come in and probably take out more of these trees, especially down there on the south end of that long field over there on the west side of the map. I'm going to start working on taking a lot of those trees out down there. I may haul some of those over to the sawmill though, assuming I can pick them up with the tractor. So what's everybody doing for Halloween? I know that weekend might not be streaming that weekend, or might not be streaming one of the days that weekend. So November 1st, maybe 2nd, probably not gonna be streaming, at least maybe not Farm Sim. Might do something else because the November 4th is when the expansion pack comes out. So I'll be it might come out the 3rd. It might come out that evening, but it most likely, I would say, probably would be sometime the 4th. It might be overnight, it might be at midnight on the 4th, and it might be 7 a.m. on the 4th. Might be noon on the 4th. You never know. You never know with them. Sometimes the times are different. Sometimes, you know, the expansion pack will come out the evening before. So we'll wait and see. I'm looking forward to it. Going through some equipment that we'll be using. Gonna be using a lot of the across the pond equipment. Yeah, Stevie's been working on the snow mask for the 4X map. He's been working on the AI. He had some issues with the AI, but I think he's got it all kind of worked out now. He's doing the final stuff to get that map out. Looking forward to that one. I'll be doing a video on that one as soon as that drops. We'll be starting that one. So, we'll probably have 2 maps going at the same time. I figure we'll do the Highlands map one stream, and then probably Stevie's map the next stream. And then just do random videos on both during the week. So, I did see the fact sheet that came out yesterday on the JCB, the older kind of style JCB. I was shocked at how much horsepower it had, though. The maximum horsepower on that JCB is 150, which I guess kind of makes sense. You know, it's an older tractor. It's not a really big tractor, but that's kind of along the lines of, you know, like the older Fiat and the Steyr and the Massey, you know, and all that stuff. So kind of along the lines there. Got the old Deutz and everything, and then the boats. There, you know, there's different size boats. I didn't know there was going to be different size boats, or that they would be vehicles that you could purchase. But yeah, you can apparently purchase the boats. The smaller boat is 55 grand. And then the larger boat, let me see if I can find it here. Been a minute since I put those out. Turn my combine tube. Might be quicker just to go to the website. Yeah, smaller boat's 55,000. The larger boat is 275,000 for that large ship. I guess they have different classifications. So the small boat, the sport boat, 55 grand, and then the cargo vessel, the ship, 275. I'm assuming that they probably hold more fish. That would be my assumption. They probably hold more fish. Probably different methods for probably gathering the fish. So I kind of want to watch a little bit of Deadliest Catch or something along that line to kind of get into the seafaring fishing mode. And then the Grimmy potato harvester, that's the gonna be the onion harvester too. I don't know if there will be any others. I'm sure somebody will probably mod something else in. But it looks like in-game that's probably going to be how you do the onions, the field onions anyway. You'll be able to do probably the greenhouse onions. What's everybody dressing up for for Halloween? Y'all going trick-or-treating? Y'all dressing up? Are you dressing up at work? The ladies said they wanted to do something. I think we're gonna do color, kind of color combinations or something. I don't know. It's not gonna be costumes. Probably just, you know, the color scrubs. That same thing as like a hobo. I don't even know what that is. Tomcat. It looks like a teddy bear. Are you going as like Five Nights at Freddy's or something? Sandbag dummy from firefighting sim. Oh, okay. Spotterman of some sorts. Spotterman. Spotterman. Is that the what's the dialect for that? Spotterman. Spotterman. Is that like the Irish dialect for Spider-Man? Spotterman. Oh, Spotterman is Spider-Man from TeamView. Huh. That's funny. Whoa, that's a huge eruption. That Kailua maybe. Volcano is erupting in Hawaii. It is erupting. It is a huge erupting. Man, that thing is shooting lava so far in the air. Golly, that's crazy. That's got to be thousands of feet in the air. Pizza. I saw a pizza costume. You can dress up like as a slice of pizza. That would be me. That would be mine. If I was gonna dress up as anything, it'd be a slice of pizza. But I think they want to kind of color coordinate at work, so. Which, you know, working in a hospital, you know, you can't really dress up, you know, as anything, you know, scary or, you know, inappropriate for a hospital setting, so. Had some good pizza last night. I did too. I had some Pacific veggie pizza last night. Thinking next weekend I might get a stuffed crust and get me some, get like a jar of marinara sauce. Because, you know, you can use the stuffed crust that's like cheese sticks, you know, filled cheese sticks. You can just dunk that in the marinara sauce. Dunked it in ranch too. I don't know. I might get ranch. I might get some ranch. Might get some ranch, maybe and marinara. I don't know. The marinara. The thing about the marinara sauce is like buy the smallest jar that you can of the marinara sauce, unless you're having a party or something and you got more than one person. But if it's just you, try to find the smallest container of marinara sauce, because marinara sauce goes bad super quick, and you don't want to eat some bad marinara sauce. It only lasts for, like, depending on the brand or what type it is, brand it is, I guess. I think it goes out anywhere from 6 to 14 days after opening it, and you have to refrigerate it. So, but even in the refrigerator, it's not any good after, I think the maximum is 14 days on most of them. And believe me, I have had some go past that, and I've opened it up, and the smell from that is not pleasant. So make sure you either consume it all, or you get a smaller container. Just make marinara and meatballs, yeah. I was gonna say I could make some spaghetti and throw a little marinara in there. Usually I use what is that? Either ragu, or I think it's ragu. They have a ragu that has bell pepper and it has mushrooms in it, and then you just throw that in there when you cook it. Brown your meat first, and then throw in, whatever other seasonings you want in your spaghetti. A lot of people do it different. A lot of people use like garlic powder, or maybe a little minced garlic, mushrooms. Of course, the mushrooms are in the sauce that I use. So onions. I've seen, you can do Spaghetti Works, and Spaghetti Works has got a ton of stuff in it. It's got sausages, it's got all kinds of stuff. On top of spaghetti, all covered with cheese. That's another way to do spaghetti, is cover it with cheese. Normally, I don't do that. I don't cover it with a ton of cheese. I might put a little shredded Parmesan or something on it, but I usually don't bake it on there. Right now. Where's that at? Missouri? Is that in Missouri already? Or no, wait. Yeah, that says MO. MO is Missouri. Already got some storms popping up, maybe. I don't know what time the timing is for John's weather to be moving in up there, but yeah. About halfway between Kansas City and Joplin, kind of midways there. Got a line of storms coming through there. Springfield be coming into Jefferson City pretty soon. And then eventually St. Louis. And then it looks like the storms are starting to fire back up over in Texas over there, and maybe a little bit of Oklahoma. Got some off the southern coast down there of New Orleans. Well, more kind of southwest of there, I guess. Gonna get windy. According to the weather, it's gonna be windy, chance of tornadoes, chance of hail, chance of damaging winds. Gonna be plenty of rain, thunder, lightning. Scariest environment imaginable. That's all you gotta say. Scariest environment imaginable. Yep, gonna be a chance of hail. Wonder what the record is for the largest hail. You know, you always hear about, you know, pea-size hail and golf ball size hail, softball size hail. What is the largest record for hail? Hey Siri, what's the record for the largest hail?
Here's an answer from foxweather.com and severweather.eu.
The largest hailstone recorded in United States history was 8 inches in diameter and an 18.62 inch circumference.
I found this on the web.
Oh, she's still listening to me. So circumference is the measurement all the way around. Diameter is 8 inches. So that's... Hey Siri, how wide is a softball?
Here's an answer from westball.com.
So a softball measures 3.82 inches. And if the record is 8 inches, that's big. Hey Siri, how wide is a basketball?
Here's an answer from
It's not as big as a basketball. So it's somewhere in between. I would ask how wide is... Well, okay. Hey Siri, how wide is a soccer ball?
Here's an answer from reference.com.
Nope, not that big. Is a soccer ball really bigger than a basketball?
Here's what I found.
That can't be right. Hey Siri, is a basketball or a soccer ball bigger?
Here's an answer from soccerwiz.com.
Oh, that was the circumference. What did I say? Hey Siri, what is the diameter of a soccer ball?
The answer I found is 8.65 inches.
Okay, so it's soccer ball, so it's 8.65 inches. So the record hail is 8, what did I say, 8 inches? Hey Siri, what's the largest hail on record in the United States?
Here's an answer from accuweather.com.
So it was, I guess, 8 even then. So 8 even, and then it weighed 1.94 pounds. So basically 2 pounds. I would not want to imagine that landing on my car, no. That's soccer ball size hail. That's sounds kind of almost like something out of the Bible. I think that would pretty much destroy any structure that you're in. You would have to be in a bunker. It doesn't matter if you're in a concrete building. If it's even if it's like a reinforced concrete thing, that would bust the concrete around the rebar reinforcement being that big. That's pretty much I would say that's, there's always different size bowling balls, but that's probably about the equivalent of the size of an average bowling ball. Depends on what weight bowling ball you get as to probably how big it is. But that'd be like dropping a bowling ball on your house. Ouch. Definitely don't want to get hit by one of those. I think, what was that movie? What was the one, was it The Day After Tomorrow, where they had the hail in like Southeast Asia and it was like ginormous, huge size hail? I'm trying to think, was it The Day After Tomorrow or was it like 2012? I want to say it was The Day After Tomorrow. It's been a while since I saw that movie. It's been a while since I saw a lot of those movies. I used to watch those disaster movies a lot. Day After Tomorrow, Armageddon, Deep Impact, Dante's Peak, 2012, Most of them are like your kind of natural disaster style movies. I don't really watch a whole lot of them anymore. Don't really watch a ton of movies anymore. I think I watch more YouTube and like TikTok style stuff than anything else anymore. Maybe news and weather. Of course, that's what us old folks do. Right, Twitchy? We tend to watch more news and weather. Can you imagine the brimstone coming down too? Not just the hail. The Bible talks about the hail and the fire and brimstone coming down, and it comes down as sulfur balls, right? And they have actually found where the city of Sodom and Gomorrah was over there in the Middle East. They have gone and dug over there, and they have actually found sulfur balls that fell right in that area. Can you imagine those things being on fire and falling from the sky along with the hail? Okay, let's see, we're done with the outside now. I will pass this row here. Bring my crews down. Knew I'd have to skip it there. Yep, it's already snowing up there in the mountains. Just looking at the snow is giving me the chills. A lot of the newer movies are just remakes or just a waste to watch. Yeah, I've noticed that a lot of them are remakes. Doesn't really matter the category either. You look at the Halloween movies, they remade those. You look at the Jurassic Park movies, they've kind of remade those with Jurassic World. Um, I'll say the one series of movies that they won't remake, that they won't be remaking anytime soon, will be the Back to the Future movies, because those are the rights to those movies are technically owned by Bob Gale and I want to say Robert Zemeckis. So even if the studio wanted to, they couldn't until they pass away or something, and then later down the road they might. Can't imagine a Tesla being the time machine though. I think that's one series that it was fantastic for the 3 movies that they made. But you'd have to do a complete remake. And we saw what happened to Ghostbusters when they did a complete remake. The what was it, 2016, when they had the remake of the Ghostbusters. That was one of the biggest flops. Now when they came out with the 3rd sequel, which one was that one? Afterlife? That one was good. And then I haven't seen the 4th one yet, Frozen Empire. But they're supposed to be working on another one, I think. There is a point where, enough is enough. And I think we've kind of gotten there with Fast and the Furious. Enough is enough. We can just put them in either silo. We've got that silo down south, and then we've got the silo up north. Check on everything too here. So we can shut that off. I think it's already dried what we put in there. We're still doing cornbread. Still got plenty of milk there. Still making the butter and the cheese. Firewood's off. Ketchup, we could probably turn that back on for now. We can turn the lettuce off. I think we're out of water. Yep, we're out of water down there, so we'll turn the lettuce off. And everything else, the tomatoes. Oops. Save! The train, the train. I hear the train. Can't wait to drive the train over there on the Highlands map. Still can't say the name of that map. Kingling? I don't know. Kingling? Still making the popcorn there. Got our maple syrup going. Really don't need any TMR. I didn't check on the animals too, though. Check on the combine. It's good to go. Yeah, we're still processing that stuff. Check on the animals. I think they're okay. Well, the chickens need some food, but you know what the cows do too. Everybody needs food. I forgot we flipped a little bit since I last fed them. Need to do that because we need the milk. You gotta remember to do that. Hit this little bit over here and try to knock it out. Yeah, I think we're getting close to being done with the harvest around here. I know most of the corn is now gone. I drove out there yesterday. Just one direction out from me. I know the cotton is already done. I will say most of the corn is done. I think the beans are done. I don't know that there's too much else going on. There's still a little bit of corn, but I think it's, for the most part, it's pretty much done. got snacks. Got me a handy snack, some Smart. Is it called Smart? Or is it Skinny Pop? Anyway, it's the better for you popcorn, which it's popcorn, so it tastes good. Got the regular and the cheddar, or no, white cheddar popcorn, and then I've got something new that I'm gonna try. These are called IQ bars. Never had them before. Got a big box of them at Sam's. And one of them is peanut butter chip, and one of them is chocolate sea salt. They feel heavy, so I'm gonna try them later. I just hope they don't taste like cardboard. I bought another box of little granola bars, and they were a lot smaller and a lot lighter. And man, they taste like cardboard with a hint of chocolate. I probably won't get those again. But I'm trying to find alternatives to, you know, some snacks that might be a little healthier. Something that, you know, is quick and easy, that it comes pre-packaged, obviously. I also got some, I think the Kind bars are probably going to be a good bet too. I've had the Kind bars before. And then I bought a fourth box, and I can't remember what the name of the fourth ones were. It was a mix of walnut and almonds and pistachios, maybe. I think there was a little bit of chocolate in it. Yep, I think me and John are both gonna get something out of these storms. The bad part is it looks like the storms are gonna be right when John is streaming. As far as the timing goes, when they hit, maybe even before then. There's some already brewing over there in the west side of the state of Missouri. Mine don't come till later. Yeah. I think I've got pretty much everything done that I need to get done. I did my laundry already. I wanted to make sure I did that yesterday afternoon. And don't want to do the laundry in the storms or anything. Yeah, Skinny Pop ain't bad. I like the Skinny Pop. I like the Skinny Pop and the Smart Food white cheddar popcorn. I think the Skinny Pop's probably better for you than the other, but you know, only slightly. Popcorn is one of those things that you really can't go wrong with. The only downside of popcorn is the little pieces of the kernels, you know, get stuck in your teeth and stuff. The only downside. But it's one of the healthier, more natural things that you can eat. Especially with the Skinny Pop, it's way better than most chips. And I do like the sweet barbecue sun chips. I think that's pretty much all I really like to eat now as far as chips goes. I like the Fritos in my chili, but it ain't been cold enough for chili yet. And I may actually change from Fritos. I don't know that there's a alternative to that. I'll have to look into that, see if there's an alternative to put what I can put in my chili. Fritos have always been Fritos, shredded cheese. All of that has always been like a staple of whatever I put in my chili. Yeah, it's on its way. We're actually supposed to get down, I think, the lows one day next week. Can't remember which day it was. Let me go look at that real quick. As of latest forecast, Wednesday and Thursday are going to be our first really cold days. I think we're done with the 90s though. That's good news. We're done with the 90s. Yeah, they're okay. I mean, but I'd rather have the highs like in the 70s. Get 80s and 90s down here in the deep south is just too humid. I'd rather have highs in the 70s, lows in the 60s, 50s. But it looks like next Wednesday and Thursday the lows are going to be down in the mid to lower 40s. So, not really excited about that. That means I've got to get both of my little quartz heaters out. Probably need to work on that soon. And then I need to still need to change the filter in my, I need to see if I've got some filters. I think I've got some. But I need to double check. Good morning there, Valkyrie maybe? Could I ask you if that cluster is a mod? Which cluster? What? The cluster on the right above the speedometer or the cluster down in the bottom left? Either way, they're both mods. So the cluster above the speedometer, that's part of the enhanced vehicle mod for PC. I think it's only PC. That includes another form of GPS, or really kind of auto steering. You can set it to whichever direction you're going. And then the info on the speedometer. Yes, that is enhanced vehicle. It's called the enhanced vehicle mod. And then the one in the bottom left, that's simple inspector. Basically, the reason why we got that, the main reason, is so that we could use the GPS in places that is not a field. We can use it in the field, but we can also use it where there's not a field. The in-game GPS you can only use in an actual created field. Yeah, you can put the lines down on it and everything like that. Basically, I've got mine programmed to where I can point it like this direction and then engage it, and now I'm locked into that line. I'm going, what, 100 and, what does that say, 135? I can turn it around and lock it in and go straight north, which would be 0 degrees. So you can see the degrees there in the middle. So that would be north right there. But I'm using the in-game one because I'm in the field. The in-game one has its advantages. over that. With the in-game GPS, you know, you can do the GPS lines on the in-rows and the headlands, stuff like that. Plus, if you got wide enough curves, it'll automatically turn on those in-rows. One thing I need to try to pay attention to when we expand this field out, because we're gonna be merging these fields together, and this is all gonna be one big field. So we're here right now, up here just east of the town. So we're gonna merge these two together and then these two together. So this will be nice, one nice big field here. We already merged these together. I think that's the largest field. And then we merged all of these together. And then merged these together. And these together. And these together. Actually going to be doing some expansion work down in here. So, yeah. But yeah, this map is available to everybody. I think it's available on the console too. I think it's in the mod hub. This is by Celobuki. He's the one that did Alma, Missouri. This is Iowa Plains View. So if you liked Alma, you'll probably like this one. This one was out in 22. I think I remember it, but we never really played it. I think I looked at it, but I think we were busy with another map when this one came out. I certainly don't remember playing this map, you know, to the level that we've done this time. So, but I really like the new stuff that he's brought to the map. You know, he's brought all the productions from Alma over here, but he's also brought in like pancakes and pies and stuff here. So we can do apple pie, blueberry pie, pumpkin pie. All kinds of fun stuff. You can do the firewood. You need the firewood. You make the maple syrup for the pancakes. We're gonna be harvesting our sugar cane here in a minute. Just gotta use the 8R tractor. Nice. It's always nice having that used equipment on sale. I haven't even checked the sales this month. Let's see. Yeah, we don't get 2 front loaders and then that right there. Cultivator. So yeah, we don't really need a technically that's a telehandler, but we're gonna be moving soon. We're moving to Scotland. We're gonna take care of the, how do we pronounce it? Healing coos. Is that how you say it? Got to be taking care of the healing coos off the shores of Kingland in the Scottish Highlands. We're going to be harvesting the onions and catching the fish. Is that a good Scottish accent? I watched a little Scottish stuff here and there. I think Grassmen is filmed somewhere over there near there. Grassmen, they're on YouTube, but they do like the forage harvester grass, and they mow the grass and they'll pick it up and put it in as chaff into like their silage bunkers, and they'll have silage for the winter and stuff. Yeah, we've got to milk the healing coos for King and Country. Then we got to raise our sheeps. Then we can make some haggis and you know, we're going to be fishing, so we can make some fishing chips. Top of the morning to you. No, that's Irish. I get Irish and Scotland confused as far as like the dialects. It's not. I don't think they say top of the morning. I think that's Irish. They're always after me Lucky Charms. That's Irish. I need to go back and watch. I haven't watched Braveheart. I need to go back and watch Braveheart and talk like that guy. What was his name? Wallace? What was another good Scottish movie? Were there any other Scottish movies? Aye, laddie. Guess I could go back and watch Lady and the Tramp. The one little dog, he had a Scottish accent. It probably my Scottish accent over there probably won't last long. I'll probably go back to my deep southern, you know, accent. I'll be a redneck in Scotland. I want to drive the steam engine. I think that's probably what I'm most looking forward to, is driving the steam engine. That and fishing. Fishing is gonna be fun. I like that you can fish with a pole and from the bank, or you can buy a boat. Looking forward to fishing. I will say though, they showed off, they're doing like the Halloween decorations for the Highland map. But won't those go away after October 31st? Will they have those in November? Will they just kind of leave them on? We don't really get to see that if they take them away after October 31st. I kind of wonder if they're going to put up Christmas decorations. Dude, would that be cool if they put up some Christmas lights? Like on your barn or your house or something? Probably the house. They could put like a Christmas wreath on the door and like some lights around the trim of the house. Maybe put a Christmas tree inside your house. That'd be cool. The farmhouses that you build, the constructible farmhouses. That would be really cool if you could put like a Christmas, if they would include that. Once you finish the house, like in the month of December, you could have like a Christmas tree in your living room. That would be pretty sweet. I have never had haggis. Can't say that I would ever want to try haggis. It sounds like almost like not quite, but the closest thing I would say would be what, like chitlins here. I know a big thing here is liver and gizzards. Be chicken liver and gizzards. You can go to any gas station or restaurant or You know, it'd have to be one of those deep southern ones. You can pick up liver and gizzards. You can get a great big bag, paper bag full of nothing but liver and gizzards. That's what I used to work for Sears way back in the day, and we had this guy, our delivery guy, and I would go with him sometimes to help deliver stuff, install stuff, you know, and he would always stop at a gas station. We had this one gas station where you could get a giant paper bag, and it's like a grocery store sized paper bag that you would put groceries in, and he'd have them fill it up with liver and gizzards, chicken liver and gizzards. And he would snack on those things all day long in the delivery truck. I think he used to smoke crack too, so that might have something to do with it, but I don't know. But yeah, we would drive around and he'd offer them to me and be like, nah, I'm good. I've had chicken livers before. I don't know if I've had gizzards before, but I've had chicken livers. They're not bad. They're just I think they're very high in sodium, and I think they are, they kind of got a metallic taste to them to me. It might be all the salt in them, but kind of almost like an iron kind of taste. What? That's a lot of rain for Los Angeles. Parts of Los Angeles get 6 inches of rain. Close to it, 5.79 inches. A month's worth of rain fell in one day in LA. That's crazy. But they had some flooding and mudslides out there. They have usually when they get a lot of rain like that, they have mudslides out there. It's not wildfires, it's mudslides out there in California. They said California is the place you ought to be, so they loaded up the truck and they moved to Beverly Hills, that is. Swimming pools, movie stars. Okay. Last little bit here. That Amity cart is a beast. This... Wow, that kind of zoomed in there fast. This is actually the Brent one that we're using. But yeah, that Amity cart, it holds pretty much everything, I think. Alright. Yeah, we're using the Brent cart. That is actually the cart from the DLC. So that's the Plains and Prairies DLC. This Brent cart right here. We changed the color of it from blue. You can do basically if you have that mod where you can select your color, I think you can change it to almost anything. Yeah, holds a lot. 88,000 I think is what it holds. Really like that Tempo K24 Vodastad blender too. Really like that. My memory makes me sound old? What was my memory? What did I say? My memory makes me sound old. Well, I'll tell you, Sonny. Back in my day, we had to walk 15 miles to the nearest school in the snow, up a hill, both ways. It was rough going back then. Yeah, we've used that Amity one. Yeah, we'd walk barefoot to school in the snow, uphill both ways. Morning, Trent. Need to put in that gravel right there too. Haven't done that yet. Why don't I go ahead and do that right now while I'm thinking about it? Not asphalt. Looking for not concrete. Which one? No, there's just like a gravel. There it is. Or well, so there's 2 different kinds of gravel. 3 different kinds. 4 different kinds. 5 different kinds. Where did all this extra gravel come from? I think some of it is... I think that's the regular gravel there. Cobblestone. Might try some of that gravel. Mm. Kinda works. Wonder what that one looks like. That's the one I was on. Not that one. That one, yeah. No. I think I like that first one better. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go back to that one. I like that better. It's got kind of like that kind of mossy kind of look in with it. Let's see. I need to do the... I got that precision line thing in here. Probably come back and open that up there. Probably curve this around right here. So let me change the shape of that to that. That around that way. Then curve this around that way. Maybe leave a little bit of this grass in the middle there. Kind of fan this out. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, I like that. That looks okay to me. At least it comes up to the road here now. Oh, my Beverly Hillbillies reference, yeah. Gotta love them Beverly Hillbillies. Nice folk. Y'all come back, huh? I think I like the Jim Varney movie better than the original show. I mean, the original show had its place, but the movie had Jim Varney, but it also had that that girl from Baywatch. I can't remember how to say her name. She's pretty hot. Love this shed. I'll be using this shed again in the future. You can fit the large 60+ foot header through the door, and then you can park all of your equipment in here with room to spare. get that camera thing to stop zooming in. Alright. So now, we're going to need a truck of your choosing, Fuzzy. We're going to go harvest some sugarcane. Come and listen to my story about a man named Jed. Per mountaineer, barely kept his family fed. Then one day he was shooting at some food, and up through the ground come a bubbling crude. Oil, that is. Black gold. Texas tea. How do you want to do this sugarcane? Just bring a truck up of your choosing, whichever truck you want, and one of the semi-trailers with it. And I'll just have you run beside me. This crone has the long pipe on it, so it should be able to reach. Probably just start on the sides by the little road I put in there. Thought about putting some sugar cane down here in the town. There's a couple of areas down here that might be big enough. I don't know. I left this area open here because if we wanted to build any other productions, that'd be the perfect spot right there. But there's kind of like a area that's got some trees out there in the middle that's kind of like a open like grass lot that we could put a little small field in. And then I may just take one of these fields up here up north and do some sugar cane on it or something. Alright. So we'll put our pipe out. We will unfold our header. Now this is the special header that is available in the mod hub. This does the sugarcane. You can have them do sugarcane or the poplars for wood chips. This is the sugarcane one. I don't know that it has any markings on it to tell that it does sugarcane. Be nice if they put like a little sugarcane logo on it or something. I don't see a logo. And this field might not. Yeah, it is big enough to generate one. Look at that. Yeah, you just drive beside me here. Let's turn that on. I'm going 7. Looks like. Maybe upper 6. It's either upper 6 or 7 exactly. Maybe upper 6. I'm gonna try upper 6. I'm gonna get this little skipper row here. That is a weird animation on in front of it that you don't have any crop there. Probably going to be full when I get down to the end of this pass. If not before then. That's one thing about sugarcane. It is a much higher yield than sugar beets. That's why I chose sugarcane. Alright, yep, you're full. So I'm going to put my pipe in. And then I'm going to go down there. I got to buy the sugar mill because that's where we're taking it to. There it is. So just, yeah, haul it down here to the sugar mill. We'll go ahead and buy it. If I have enough money. So then the sugar you will dump right here in the front. Yep, there it is. There's a sugar mill. And make another good one. I'll wait till you get here and I'll do another little thumbnail grab here. Yeah, it's over here on the east side of town. Behind the ketchup factory-ish. I did find another sugarcane planter that holds a lot more than the in-game one. We're going to be putting that in probably the next map. I don't think I activated it for this map, but the in-game ones... Let's see, there they are. The maximum capacity on the in-game one is... What does that say? 9,400? The one I got out of the mod hub it holds 15,000, so... Still got to check to see whether it does fertilizer or not, but it does hold way more on the... At least on the capacity of the sugarcane when you go to plant it. Alright, let's check our sugar mill out here and see how much we got in there. Gotta find it first. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. Alright, so we've got 73,000. Looks like it holds maybe 300 and something thousand. May not have to plant I don't know, where do you store sugarcane at? I don't think you can store that in the regular thing. I think it has to go to the sugar mill. Maybe the root crop storage thing? I don't know. I'd have to look and see. Alright, ready? Larger fields of the sugarcane if that's all it holds. And if we don't have a silo that will hold the sugarcane, there might be something in the mod hub. Just have to find something if we don't have... I don't know if the root crop... We've got the root crop storage thing that will hold potatoes, you know, and the vegetables and stuff. But I don't know if it'll hold the sugar cane. The farmer's market, I don't know if they take loose straw or not. I bet they do. They take silage bales. You know what? I think they do take straw. I bet they take everything. I bet they take hay bales. We don't have a farmer's market here, do we? Let me check and see. I don't think we do here in Iowa Plains, but I will look. Go down to straw. No. All we have is a bale sell point here. I think the farmer's market does take it though. I think they take straw. I know they take silage because that's where we sold our silage bales back in Riverbend a lot. So they probably do. Careful. Run over here and put some water in the maple orchard. That's not the right thing. Where's the thing? There it is. So we got plenty of water over there now. Okay. All you need is water for that. That's for the maple orchard there. And then to make the maple syrup, you have to have firewood and maple sap. to the other side. Break on through to the other side. Break on through to the other side. Break on through to the other side. This is where the road was originally, where I'm coming out of the field right here. I moved the road over and made it just come straight down through there. I would have done straight that way, but it didn't meet the approach coming in from the highway. That road now does, so. Are you full yet? Yeah, you're full. Getting that maple sap. Make some maple syrup. Be nice if we had like little Mrs. Buttersworth bottles of the maple syrup. Gonna run through the jungle. Do 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 do. Gonna run through the jungle. Do 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 do. Run through. Oh, cotton. There's our cotton bales that we made. These are part of the modded 635 case cotton module baler. These put the wraps on top. Used to be able to jump on top of these, no? Maybe not. Maybe from the end? Nope. Can't jump up on these anymore. Maybe you never could. I don't know. I think it's kind of neat, though, that you can put the wraps on them now, though. Covers. Yeah, I run through the jungle. Yeah, I run through the jungle. Yeah, we're not full, but we're getting there. Another couple of loads we will be. Those storms are really firing up there west of John. Hope he's able to stream today. That sugar cane. Now wait for you. With or without you. With or without you. I can't cut. With or without you. Now seriously, I do need. I need you. I can't cut unless. You know, there is the one auger wagon style trailer that you can, I think, hook up maybe behind this. And it has like a pipe that goes over to a trailer. I think you can hook it up on this. I don't know, I'd have to double check. Here. Uh-oh. What did I do wrong? Did I put my header up? I put my header up. Oh, you're full, aren't you? That means I gotta stop. Oh, I done ran out of Dr. Pepper. You know, you've got corn mazes around in the fall. I guess we could have a sugarcane maze, because this, you can't see through it. I think it's a lot thicker and a lot taller than the corn. So we could make like a sugarcane maze. Cut it with this harvester here. You wanted it to be like smaller rows. You could get the in-game sugarcane harvester, which is that right there. But then those would be super skinny rows, I think. I think that takes out 2 rows at a time. You don't see too many of those case ones like that. We've seen the John Deere ones. Oop, that did not lock in. I hit it. I heard it go chirp. It started and it did not lock in. Alright. So we've got our sugar mill set up. Need to get it going here. Let's see. Sugar cane. Sugar. Activate. And we need to change that to distributing. There we go. Alright. We are distributing our sugar. So soon we will be able to have sugar where we're sending. I guess we need to buy. We haven't bought the pancake place yet. We need to buy the pancake place next. Buy the Buy the pancake place next. That's a tongue twister. That's a mouthful of words right there. Buy the pancake place next. Wow, I just saw an ad on TV for Continental tires. We have those tires in the game here. First Continental ad I've seen. Normally, you know, we see the ads for, you know, Goodyear, Firestone, you know, Michelin. But that's the first Continental tire ad I've seen on TV. Like this in the corner this time. Big enough to fit there, so. Alright. So I'm going to shut that off right there. And I am going to take my first break. It's hard to believe it's already that time, but it is. All right, I'll be back. YouTube, we'll see you guys in the next one. Always remember you reap what you sow. It's Matt from the Green Arcade. We'll see ya.